What if I told you that by the time you finish watching this video series, you'll discover a food revolution that could save our planet? And it's happening in laboratories right now, 9.7 billion people by 2050. That's 2 billion more mouths to feed in just 25 years. But here's the terrifying part. We're running out of land, water, and time. Traditional agriculture is failing us. But what if the solution isn't in our fields, but in microscopic organisms smaller than the period at the end of this sentence? Welcome to the microbial food revolution. I'm about to show you how tiny microbes are about to change everything you thought you knew about food. Let's start with the brutal truth. Right now, as you're watching this, we're facing what scientists call the perfect storm. First, population explosion. Every second, 4.3 babies are born. That's 260 people in the time it takes you to make coffee. Second, we're losing farmable land faster than we're gaining people. Every minute, we lose 23 acres of arable land to urbanization, desertification, and climate change. Third, water crisis. Agriculture already uses 70% of our fresh water. Where will we find water for 2 billion more people? And finally, climate chaos. Extreme weather events have increased by 300% in the last 30 years, destroying crops and disrupting food chains. Here's the math that keeps food scientists awake at night. We need 70% more food by 2050, but we have 20% less farmable land and 40% less water per person. So, what's the solution? The answer might surprise you. Meet your new food heroes. They're invisible to the naked eye, but they're about to become the most important organisms on Earth. Bacteria, yeasts, fungi, microalgae. These tiny powerhouses have been quietly feeding the planet for billions of years. Now we're finally learning to harness their incredible potential. While a cow needs 2 years and 1,800 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of protein, these microbes can create the same amount in just hours, using 95% less land and 80% less water. Here's what blew my mind. Some bacteria can double their population every 20 minutes. That means in 24 hours, one bacterium can theoretically become 4.7 trillion bacteria. Try doing that with a cow. But here's where it gets really exciting. We're not just talking about basic nutrition, we're talking about designer foods. Using genetic engineering, scientists can program these microbes like biological computers. Want more protein? Edit the code. Need specific vitamins? Reprogram the microbe. It's like having a molecular chef that never sleeps. And the best part? This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now, in labs and facilities around the world. Let me show you numbers that will change how you think about food forever. To produce 1 kilogram of beef protein, 164 square meters of land, 15,400 liters of water, and 60 kilograms of CO2 emissions. To produce the same amount of microbial protein, 1.5 square meters, 2,000 liters of water, and just 5 kilograms of CO2. That's not just better, that's revolutionary. We're talking about a 99% reduction in land use and a 90% reduction in carbon emissions. But wait, it gets better. These microbes can literally eat waste. Food scraps, agricultural residues, even CO2 from the atmosphere. They're turning our trash into treasure. Imagine this. Instead of throwing away food waste, we feed it to microbes that convert it into high-quality protein. It's the ultimate circular economy. If we replace just 20% of conventional meat with microbial alternatives, we could free up an area the size of Australia for reforestation. That's enough to absorb 8 billion tons of CO2 annually. We're not just talking about feeding people. We're talking about healing the planet. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but does it actually taste good? Meet corn. You've probably eaten it without knowing. This fungal protein has been fooling taste buds for over 30 years, with sales exceeding $200 million annually. But today's microbial foods aren't just trying to imitate meat, they're creating entirely new taste experiences. Scientists are engineering microbes to produce specific flavor compounds, textures, and even colors. We're talking about foods that could never exist in nature. Imagine bacon that's healthier than vegetables, or cheese that's better for the environment than plants. That's not a contradiction. That's the future of food. And consumers are starting to notice. The alternative protein market is growing at 45% annually, with microbial proteins leading the charge. So here we are, standing at the edge of a food revolution that could solve world hunger, reverse climate change, and create flavors we've never imagined. But this is just the beginning. In our next episode, we're going deep into the science. I'll show you exactly how these microscopic factories work, the different types of food microbes, and the mind-blowing technologies that make it all possible. You'll meet the bacteria that eat methane, the fungi that grow like meat, and the algae that could replace your morning eggs. The future of food is microscopic, and it's arriving faster than you think. Don't miss part 2, The Invisible Factories, where we unlock the secrets of microbial food production.